Hello there and welcome to the preview for Liverpool versus Tottenham, the most favourite part of my day, making videos and talking to you guys. I hope that you're doing very well on today, which is Wednesday. We are playing Tottenham on Thursday evening. I think we are the only game that day at 8 o'clock in the evening, and it's a big game. Tottenham are 1 point behind us in 6th position. We are in 5th position now due to West Ham winning, I think, on Tuesday evening. I think it was. So every game is going to be vital for Liverpool. It's going to be vital for everybody that's in the top 5, top 6, top 4, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be vital for everybody. I think Man City are now top of the league after they absolutely trounced West Brom 5-0, and it wasn't even competitive from what I saw anyway. But we're focused on Liverpool versus Tottenham here. And again, we've faced Tottenham before. We beat them 2-1, and we thought around that sort of time we were going to be able to go on a little bit of a run. We'd beaten a big team at that point who were looking very good. They were looking much more up there than, alongside us, challenging and such like that. And it's quite something that we find ourselves pretty in similar positions, just a little bit lower down the table at this point in time anyway, which is a little bit disappointing for us. But we're making do with what we can do at the moment. So what I'm going to quickly get into at the moment is looking at a couple of quotes from Jurgen Klopp from his press conference. What I'd love to do is get transcripts of his whole press conference and go through them, because I don't think I can play the videos of Klopp doing his press conference and sort of talk about it from there. But hey, we'll come on to that one other time anyway. The key thing here that I've highlighted here is where he says no new injuries, which is fantastic news. Now everyone's kind of jumping the gun a little bit, and I am as well in my team selection, which I'll go through in just a second after this as well. In the fact that he says Henderson and Joel trained yesterday with the team fully. Like always, we see these things, we have to see how they react overnight and what they can do today, but they trained yesterday. So obviously this is must be talking about Tuesday. They trained yesterday. Obviously today is Wednesday. He will see how they react and how they train today and whether they can be available for selection. But make no mistake, Matip being available and Henderson being available will be massive for us in a couple of different ways, because it means that we can have Henderson into midfield, and that will make our midfield a little bit stronger, a little bit more stable, if anything else. And the same with the back line as well. Having Joel Matip in there will make us much more stable. As much as I always say that Joel Matip isn't going to be reliable for an entire season to go, unless he pulls out a miracle, he will eventually get injured again, and we'll have to make cover somewhere else from someone else, whoever it might be, whether it's a midfielder or whether it's one of our younger guys in Nat Phillips and Reece Williams. Or if we really want to go curveball and go for a younger guy and go for Sepp van den Berg as well, but that shouldn't be done, not this season. So having these guys available could actually be really good for us, and it's something for us to hopefully bounce back from. We are on probably one of our worst runs of form I've seen us have in a long time. Really long time. We lost to Burnley. We've lost to Man United in the FA Cup. Obviously, we lost our massive unbeaten streak against Burnley as well, which is really disappointing. But we need to get back on track. We need to start picking up points. And what we saw against Manchester United, start putting it in the back of the net. Now, obviously, we've done that. And I was very impressed with Roberto Firmino and Mohamed Salah. They were very good and they combined very well. We need to see much more of that, especially against a team like Tottenham that defend well. They may not score a massive amount of goals, take away the Manchester United result that they had earlier in the season where they beat them 6-1. On the very same day, we got beat 7-2 by Aston Villa. Memories. Oh my God, memories. But even so, they tend to be quite clinical with Harry Kane, Heung-min Son, and other guys that are in behind them that contribute very well to the way that they play, like Højbjerg in midfield, even likes of Bergwijn contribute as well. They're not just a Harry Kane team. You know, the fact that, well, I think Gareth Bale's still injured. I don't really know what's going on with Gareth Bale at Tottenham at the moment. I haven't really seen him a great deal since he's come to the club anyway, so I'm not sure whether he's going to feature or not. It's a dangerous team to come up against. They will want to take a little bit of revenge and get the win over us. We want to continue, and we don't want to be dropping down to the likes of 6th, maybe a little bit lower than that anyway. We want to go out and we want to get the 3 points and make sure that we're staying in the race for top 4. For me, that's top 4. that we need to be looking at this season. I know a lot of people will be looking at it saying, we need to be going higher than that. We need to be going higher and bigger and better and all this lot. Step by step. Got to go step by step. And our first step by step is to maintain our pace for the race for the top 4. At the moment, from what I remember, I think we've won 1 game in our last 7 in all competitions. The 1 game that we won was against Aston Villa's youth team. We need to, and the team that I'm going to put up in my starting lineup, in fact, I'll put it up now, is strong enough to get a result against Tottenham. It's strong enough to get a result against Tottenham. Not sure why Salah's picture's not showing up for some reason. It's just not. I can't get it to show up, but hey, we know what Salah looks like. He's a beautiful man. We love him. Apologies that I can't find. It's just not showing up on the website that I use to create these formations. But this is a strong enough lineup to get a good result against Tottenham. It's strong enough to get a win. It is. There's no doubt about it. And the fact that we've put in a couple of goals against Manchester United hopefully gives us a bit more confidence in front of goal. Because make no mistake, Tottenham's defence is going to be... It's going to be difficult to get behind. It's going to be difficult enough to create chances against a Jose Mourinho team. It really is. So if we go with these guys, and most likely we go with a 4-3-3, which, again, I would change to a 4-2-3-1. I think you just get so much more out of it. And I think that our 4-3-3 can be a little bit predictable, and we just want to try and overload the opposition. But that doesn't always work, especially against a team that can sit back like Tottenham and hit you on the break. That will happen a couple of times, definitely. They will want to unleash Heung-min Son, or it could be Bergwijn on one side, or who else have they got, like likes of Lamella? They might not have on paper what look like the fastest players, but with the players that we actually have in defence, with Matip and Fabinho, you don't necessarily need the pace. Our guys need to hold their lines maybe a little bit lower, a little bit further back than we'd like to actually not allow the likes of a Heung-min Son and a Harry Kane. Harry Kane, with his passing ability as well, seems to have all of a sudden developed into Kevin De Kane this season, and his passing ability is ridiculous. It really is. And he spots a pass almost from nowhere. And him and Heung-min Son are a hell of a partnership in terms of how they combine for goals and how they set each other up. So we need to watch out for that. This should be a good enough lineup to get a good result. Having Henderson in midfield will be massive for us. Matip or whoever else. If we're going to go with a different centre-back, I would go with Nat Phillips. If Joel Matip doesn't make it, I don't want to be seeing Henderson brought back into the team and put into defence. That's not what I want to see. If I see Jordan Henderson at centre-back, I'm going to be really disappointed. Because who do we then put into midfield? Do we put Curtis Jones in there? Not entirely sure he's going to be built enough, or whether he's going to be... I don't want to say built enough. That's not the right thing. That's not the right thing that I'm looking for here. I'm not necessarily sure whether he would be a good match to go up against Tottenham's midfield, is what I'm going for there. This is the lineup that I would go with, and I think that Klopp will end up going with as well. I'd be surprised if it's any different. Somehow he might try and fit Shaqiri in there, but I don't know where. I think that this gives you a lot in the midfield. The midfield battle is going to be so important for me, and I think for everybody else as well. I don't know. All I'm looking for is a win, and I think that this lineup can get you the win. It's all about mentality, getting the ball in the right areas, and getting it in the back of the net. That is what it's all about for Liverpool, and we do find that difficult. Excuse me. Oh, that creeped up on me there. Yeah, we do find that difficult, but hopefully after the Man United result that we had, even though we didn't get the win, and we got knocked out the FA Cup, we scored some goals, we seemed to play much better, especially in the second half. Got took out by a moment of quality by Bruno Fernandes, but I truly feel that maybe it could have been a little bit of a turning point. I'm not saying that it's going to be a turning point for Liverpool, but I feel that we can get a good result here against Tottenham. I've just got a feeling that we can turn it around and we can get the 3 points in this one, and I'm really pulling for the fact that we can get the 3 points as well. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Score prediction. I'm going to go 2-1 for Liverpool. 2-1 for Liverpool. Not just because I feel that we can get the win, and I believe that we can get the win with this lineup as well, or something at least a little bit similar. We need the win. We need the win. teams around us and below us are getting wins left, right, and centre at the moment. Like, it's seeing Arsenal pick up a 3-1 against Southampton. Like, Arsenal were dead and buried, and now I think they're like ninth or something like that. You know, I think they've gone above Chelsea as well. Chelsea might get a resurgence again with Thomas Tuchel in charge as well. We don't know where teams are going to be coming from. West Ham in the top four as well. West Ham don't seem to be slowing down. Teams are just playing levels and levels and levels, probably above their station. But maybe this is the competitiveness of the Premier League coming back, and you're not necessarily going to see a team going like 15, 20, 25 points ahead of everybody else. Maybe this is literally what is going to happen for the Premier League. It's going to be much more competitive, and we need to make sure that we're competitive at the top end of this table. Because if we're not, we can't be finishing like 5th or 6th. It's not something that is very realistic for Liverpool. Like Klopp says himself, he wants to be challenging for the title, but they've got to go step by step. And if they don't do it this year, they want to do it next year. And I was like, that's great. But we need to make sure that we're at least in top 4 by the end of this season, and we need to be picking up wins. We've got tough games, like really tough games. Tough games all season, but we've got really tough games coming up. Tottenham on Thursday, I think we've got West Ham on Sunday. I can't remember who we've got after that, but when I looked at our fixture list, I'm just like, every single game just looks like a very, very hard game. We need to start picking up 3 points, not draws. We need to be picking up 3 points in all of our games coming up. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Can Liverpool do it, or will they trip up against a difficult Spurs team and a difficult Spurs manager in Jose Mourinho as well? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do like it and subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you once again, and I'll catch you later.